I was very good at fixing other people's issues and also fixing my own issues, but it was leaving me drained. And I thought that was the definition of love. And recently, it's when I learned in the past few months, it's when I learned that that was an issue, actually a trauma issue that was leaving me, you know, fixing other people, codependency. And when I healed that part of me, when I healed my own traumas, I've been my own therapist for so many years now. And I've fixed my own self. I've healed my own traumas. I've used psychology approach, spiritual approach, and holistic, generally holistic approach. And I've been able to do that successfully. That's I'm here. That's why I'm here, and I'm sharing my own stories. And I'm pretty sure they're going to help you in one way or another. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace Ruth, and I am so happy to be back and to have you back. So please subscribe, comment, like, and share with your friends because these might be really helpful. So for the past few years, since I awakened to my own consciousness, my higher self, is when I realized that not everything can fixed through spirituality. Sometimes you have to approach things from a point of psychology, and that's when I learned there is whole information in actually free information on YouTube and books, and you can get all the knowledge if you want to, and you can do the work by yourself, and with just using the right tools and the right approaches, then you can successfully heal your own traumas. I did that, and right now I can help people. I've been helping people to understand and heal their own traumas, but not so many people want to do the work. So you have to be dedicated to working. There's the ugly, the in between, the good and the bad, so you have to face them all. And I used to think that spirituality is the answer to everything because I was raised as a Christian, a church girl, but I did know so many things that was so rooted in the subconscious mind, the habitual mind, the mind that holds the habits, the good habits and the bad habits, the habits that makes our lives better, and the habits that makes our lives worse and bad. So I learned that through the years, and I've worked on myself. I've healed myself, I think 99%. So the small realizations that I'm having lately, they're just mild and minor and not so, they don't carry so much weight. They're not as heavy as the things that I dealt with back in 2020 and 2021. So this year have been about realization and setting the boundaries, because after healing you have to set the boundaries because you don't want the same issues causing you the same traumas. So you are you psychologically create a boundary and this wall to protect you from anything that is going to cause you harm mentally. So I was still struggling with mental issues because depression, anxiety, and some weird psychological issues that I didn't know it. I was, rooted to the traumas that I had. So after healing my own traumas, I had to set some boundaries, and that is the healthy way to approach things. So recently, I've been, we've been constantly talking uh with my dad. We've been having something that we are focusing on. So every time he would call me, I would get irritated somehow. I did not understand why I was getting irritated. So every time I see his phone call ringing, I would just get somehow irritated, not so deeply irritated, but it would piss me off in a way. And that's when I asked myself, I know how to heal myself. I know how to understand a trauma or a trigger when I say one. So these phone calls are triggering me. So I want to know what's the cause of these triggers. Where am I feeling why am I feeling irritated when my dad is calling me all the time? So after started asking myself all those questions is when I realized that maybe it's something that it's maybe a boundary that I've not already established that is causing me this irritation. So I did not awaken to that reality or understanding what it was until recently. And it was a few days ago when he called me. Okay, they don't live at home, they live in a different area, some quite a distance from my home. So when he called me, he told me, you know what? I don't know what's wrong with your mom. We had an argument last night, and she won't talk to me. She's just mad at me. I tried to soothe her with this. She just couldn't listen to me. So just call her and ask her what's wrong. Ask her what the problem is. You know, the authority of the dad. And since I was the helping hand throughout the years, since I was a little girl, I was the codependency. So I was just fixing their relationship, literally. So that's when it triggered me that, whoa. So I've been feeling so irritated because of this particular thing. My dad have been using me for years, exploiting my innocence to just fix their own relationship. And in return, it was creating fears around my own relationships, thinking that, oh, I think partners do not know how to communicate, which was my major issues throughout the years, to have a healthy communication with my partners, my exes. So it was really not a healthy environment, and it rooted from my seeing my own parents not having a healthy communication. So every time my mom and dad would fight, I was the fixer. I would come in between them. I would be sent to deliver this message. Okay, go tell him this, go tell her this. Reply with this, go tell. It was life sucking out of me. It was making me angry. Deep down, subconsciously, I didn't know. So that's why I was feeling irritated recent time when he was calling me throughout the time. Because maybe, not just maybe, it was my right time to create the boundary, and it was the right time for me to heal and to draw this strong boundary between that habit that I used to have, and tell him that I can't be fixing his relationship anymore. So when he called me telling me, oh, call your mom, I said, no, dad, I can't do that. I won't call her. You wrong her, face her, and apologize. Then talk to her. Know where the problem is, because I don't know what transpired between the both of you. So talk to her, face her, or just give her some time to just calm down and just talk to her personally. I can't do that. And he was still insisting, just call her, then just call her to say hello. I just told him, you know what, no, I'm not calling her. I will call mom after 2 days, because I'm sure by then you had reconciled with each other, so she will be in a healthy state of mind, and she won't be venting on me, because I don't want to be the fixer. I don't want to fix the both of you. And my dad have been running away from that responsibility for so long, because I was the healthy communicator between them, yet it was causing me a lot of pain and fears. And when I said no to him that morning is when I felt all the energy came back to me. I felt the strong, energy, like I've I've gained all my power back. Like I'm not irritated anymore. So that yet I got to that realization of, oh, that was the thing that was causing irritation when my dad was calling me constantly. And now that I've drawn that boundary, he will never call me again to try to fix his own relationships, to try and fix or interfere in the mistakes that he did. So that was a very, very healthy thing. And it's when I realized, when you're ready to heal, universe conspires to help you in every single way. So I was already willing and ready to heal and understand and draw the boundary. And something just transpired. It's not something good, because when my mom and dad are fighting, it's not a good thing though. But it's relationships. People may have misunderstandings. So, but they happened to have fought that day just so that my dad could reach out to me, and so that I can draw my own boundary and realize that I've been making this mistake of fixing them. And after 2 days is when I called my mom and I told her, you know what, mom, I actually realized, I actually narrated the whole story to her and told her how I was not feeling okay, how I was feeling irritated with dad. I did not understand that it was because I was fixing them all the time. And she told me that my dad was asking constantly whether I have called mom for those 2 days that I never called her. Has she called you? And my mom would say, no, she hasn't called me. So that's when my dad realized, oh, now I'm all alone. And he actually changed his own behaviors. The moment he realized that I can't be in between them, fixing them anymore, he did what he was supposed to do to fix their relationships. He finally got to talk with my mother, be vulnerable, and be kind enough to just approach her, apologize, and do nice things to her. And I actually told my mom, you know what? I think that was the best thing. It was actually the best thing that ever happened, because I've never seen him fixing his own mistakes by doing nice things to you, which were leaving me feeling like bad for my mom. Because if someone wronged you and they don't do those nice things to you when you're mad, just to to uplift you and make you feel good again, and just wait for you to calm yourself down and talk to you when you're all okay, and they actually don't apologize, it's not okay. When you've done a mistake to someone and you're aware of that mistake, just apologize. My dad could never apologize to my mom. Maybe he would just apologize later, after maybe days, after a week, when my mom have already cooked her own negativity, calmed herself down, dealt with the anger and resentments and frustrations. And it's not healthy environment for my mom. I was like, I've been actually empowering my own mom, telling her that you should learn to speak up more, learn to stand up for yourself, because she's not very good at that, which leaves her really, really drained. So that was the thing that I learned recently, and I am feeling at peace. And right now, I am at peace with my dad, simply because I didn't have any issues with him. I only needed to draw this boundary, and you're just back to being at peace and happy again. And I don't have to fix them, so they don't have to throw me in between the issues. And I've now taken back my power. I don't have the fear anymore. Now I am gradually understanding that the consequences of that whole situation they were putting me into, and now I am using it to fix my own self, to understand that maybe I've been making mistakes in my own past relationships, and understanding that it was not entirely uh coming from me. It was because it is the fear, or seeing other people fighting their own relationships, and I was not empowered. So I'm no longer trying to help people who are not willing to help themselves. Not my parents, not my sisters, not my relatives, not my friends. No, you have to work for yourself, because healing from that issue of being a codependency and just wanting to fix everybody, it was leaving me drained. And now I only want to gather the energy to focus on my life, bettering myself, healing myself, which I've done majorly, and just making myself better, and just maybe help people who are just willing to learn, and they are ready to step to step up to their power and change their own lives. So thank you for staying around. Thank you for listening. This might help you. You might relate to the story or help you understand yourself better. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for sticking around. Bye.